So we're on number 14, and number 14 now is an introduction now of algebra. It's algebra 1, simplifying expressions. So here you're going to be seeing some letters and numbers mix up. So let's take a snapshot of this. That's number 14 right there. That's part of it, in fact. Let's go back again. And that's the other part. Simplifying expressions. A mathematical expression consists of terms separated by a plus or a minus sign. Mathematical expressions do not have an equal sign. It's an expression. Expressions don't have equal sign. A mathematical term consists of a combination of numbers and letters that are multiplying and dividing and powering. Like terms contain exactly the same combination of letters with identical powers and exponents. The coefficients and denominator can be different. The coefficient is the number that multiplies into the letter. For example, 8 is the coefficient. It multiplies into x. X is the base. X is the variable. X has a power of 2. 5 is the denominator. So that's a term, a combination of numbers and letters. So for a term to be like this one, it must have only x squared alone. X squared. Once it have x squared, it like it. It can have a different number than 8. It could have a 10 up there, and it can have a 3 down there. It doesn't matter. Once it have the same x squared, then it's like terms. Now you have a linear expression with 2 terms, 4x plus 4y. A quadratic expression with 3 terms, 2x squared plus 8x plus 6, for example. An expression with 1 term. So all of that is one expression because there is no plus or minus. Once there is no plus or minus, it's 1 term. The plus and minus separating the terms. So that this has 3 terms, 1, 2, 3. This has 2 terms, but this is 1 term because multiplication and powering alone that is happening there. Here are some examples of like terms. Each of them must have x squared and y to the 4. X squared, y to the 4. No matter whatever number they have, once they have x squared, y to the 4, x squared, y to the 4, x squared, y to the 4, they are like terms. That's a coefficient of 9. This one has a coefficient of 4. But they both have x squared, y to the 4. They are like terms. Now look at an example of unlike terms. 4x squared, y to the 4. This is x squared, y to the 4. But this has x to the 5th, y to the 4. So because this has x to the 5th, this one has x squared, these terms are not like. This has x squared, but it's missing y to the 4. Or it's missing a y to whatever. So therefore now, these 3 terms, they are not like each other. The sign of a number or letter is to the left. Always bear that in mind. Anytime you see a number or letter, there is a sign. Each sign belongs on the left side. If you don't see a sign, there's a positive sign. When you bring like terms together, carry along its sign. If you do not see any sign, then there is an invisible positive sign. So here you have an example of simplifying this expression. Let's simplify this expression. We have 4x plus 5y minus 2x plus 8y. We want to simplify this expression, so we have to bring like terms together. 4x is like minus 2x. Now be careful, remember what I'm saying. Pay attention to what I'm saying. 4x is like a minus y. At minus 2x. That minus belongs to the 2. For instance, you want to separate those terms. This is 4x. If we do that, This is wrong. This would be wrong because that plus sign belongs to the 5. That's a plus 5. The correct thing to do is to bring that sign with the 5. This would be wrong because that negative sign belongs to the 2. Remember what it says? The sign of a number or letter is to its left. So this negative sign belongs to the 2. If you want to separate, that's what you have to do. If you want to separate 8y, plus sign belongs to it. This is it's a positive 4 because there's an invisible plus. Remember what it says? If we do not see any sign, there is an invisible positive sign. So that's a 4. Actually, that's a positive 4, a positive 5, a negative 2, and a positive 8. So this is why, when we bring in like things together, this is a negative 2. We bring the sign with the negative 2. So 4 minus 2. And what do we have after? We have a plus 5y and a plus y. And now we can subtract 2 from 4. We're going to get 2x. And 5 and 8 is 13. 13y. So here's an example of simplifying expression. And always bear in mind, a letter in algebra is an unknown value. You don't know what x is, we do not know what y is. It could be anything. They call them variables. So x, for now, we do not know what x is. X could be mangoes, it could be oranges, x could be laptops, and y, same thing, we do not know what y is. So anytime you see a letter in algebra from now on, just know it's an unknown value. Unless we solve for it, we don't know what its value is. So for now, we're just simplifying expressions, and these letters are unknown values, which of course is not really important for the simplification thereof for now. Later, we'll deal with solving for them, finding its value. Then you need an equation for that.